No matter where you go, you'll always be able to find the effects of these games. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 video games that became cultural phenomenons.
Good to see you, Master Chief. Things aren't going well.
For this list, we're looking at the games that went on to define gaming as a whole, transcend the medium they came from, and became blockbuster successes in all forms of pop culture. Woo! Yeah! Woo-hoo! Number 10, Halo.
You'll rip their skulls from their spines and toss them away laughing. Am I right, Marines?
Sir, yes, sir!
Damn right I am.
In November 2001, everyone was skeptical about whether or not the new kid on the block, Microsoft, would be able to successfully enter the console ring with the Xbox. Then everyone got to toss a sticky grenade in Halo, and the rest is history. Not only did Bungie's sci-fi shooter single-handedly make the Xbox, it quickly acquired a rabid fan base of its own due to its story-driven campaign and robust multiplayer, which brought the world of LAN to gaming consoles. Also, teabagging. Almost overnight, Halo erupted into a multimedia franchise to rival its inspirations, spanning 11 main games and spin-offs, as well as companion novels like The Fall of Reach and movies like Forward Unto Dawn. It also provided the inspiration for the machinima sensation Red vs. Blue.
How about you let me use the goddamn sniper rifle so I don't always have to ask you to explain shit?
Number 9, Angry Birds. There were some mobile games before this one, but none that smashed into the world with such power. Finnish developer Rovio released their avian-based puzzle game for the iOS in the waning days of 2009, resulting in a series that reached 13 games by 2016. The addictive, easy-to-pick-up gameplay is the obvious reason for the success, as well as Rovio putting the birds into existing worlds like Star Wars and Transformers. The ubiquity of the game made it easy for it to seep into popular culture, resulting in toys, theme parks in Finland and Malaysia, and a highly successful movie released in 2016. Fun fact, former British Prime Minister David Cameron is a huge fan, and Angry Birds is also the way he refers to female Brexit supporters. Okay, only half of that is true. Number 8, Minecraft. If your game sells 1 million copies while it's still in beta, you know you probably got something pretty big on your hands. Released in full in 2011 by Swedish developer Mojang, the effect that this blocky building game has had on the world is nothing short of staggering. The game's infinite possibilities for crafting and building powered a massive mod community, as well as a seemingly endless amount of Let's Plays and even its own convention, Minecon, to show off everyone's creations.
There's not actually fire. We're not allowed to have it for real, so just feel the warmth of us.
Perhaps most remarkably, players have even used the game's environments to craft their own stories, resulting in several series of books and a spin-off game with a story mode.
Come on, everyone, come on, don't get greedy.
I want to know what happened, for curiosity's sake.
Number 7, Tetris. Sure, the end of the Cold War was pretty neat, but the most important thing to come out of Russia in the 1980s was this legendary puzzle game. Created by Soviet programmer Alexei Pajitnov, Tetris was the first game to be exported from the USSR to the US, first appearing on home computers. Then Nintendo got their hands on it and bundled a portable version with the original Game Boy in 1989. That version sold over 35 million copies and turned the Tetramino-based puzzler into an unprecedented phenomenon. Since then, versions of the game have appeared on every electronic device known to man, from the NES to the Xbox One to mobile phones and calculators, making it the most ported game of all time, and for good reason. Number 6, Tomb Raider. While it was a success right out of the gate, Sony's PlayStation didn't really have a truly iconic franchise to rival its competitors. But in October 1996, Eidos and Core Design unleashed archaeologist Lara Croft onto the world, creating a game and a cultural icon. The first Tomb Raider was one of the most popular games on the PS1, selling over 7 million copies and starting a franchise that spawned 11 main games and several handheld and spin-off games. more than that, Lara became one of the most legendary characters on the planet due to her iconic design and providing a strong role for females in gaming later on. She's been brought to life by tons of cosplayers, and most notably Angelina Jolie in 2 live-action movies, with Alicia Vikander set to take over the title of Tomb Raider in 2018.
I'm sorry, Lara. You would have been welcome in my world.
Piss off.
Number 5, Call of Duty.
Awesome.
World War II first-person shooters were a dime a dozen in the early 2000s, but it wasn't until 2007's Modern Warfare that Call of Duty became the phenomenon it is today. Not only did it feature a fast-paced, set-piece heavy campaign, but the online multiplayer was like nothing gamers had ever experienced. Soon, care packages, UAVs, and RCXDs became part of the gaming lexicon.
Securing Alpha!
The series became more and more popular with every subsequent game, with celebrity appearances and marketing material, and releases rivaling that of even the biggest Hollywood movies. On top of it all, Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops even became 2 of the best-selling games of all time.
Kravchenko's compound can't be far. Evil bastard's days are numbered.
Number 4, Pac-Man. Namco's Maze game wasn't the first game to become a bona fide blockbuster, but it was the first to transcend the medium in ways no one had ever seen. Every aspect of Pac-Man is iconic, from the design of its titular character, to its ghostly enemies, to the audio. Pac became gaming's first superstar, spawning a series with 46 games, including Miss Pac-Man, and it was the most successful American arcade game of all time. He's also starred in 2 animated series, made crossover appearances in other games like Super Smash Bros., Mario Kart, and Street Fighter X Tekken, and was the first video game character to be featured on non-gaming merchandise. And of course, he inspired the legendary one-hit wonder by Buckner and Garcia, Pac-Man Fever.
'Cause I got Pac-Man fever. It's driving me crazy.
Number 3, World of Warcraft.
You are not prepared.
Blizzard had already introduced gamers to the world of Azeroth with its beloved trilogy of RTS games, but it was with their venture into the world of MMORPGs that Warcraft took over the world.
I'm Chuck Norris, and I approve this game. World of Warcraft.
The game became an instant success, rendering other MMOs basically irrelevant for a number of years, reaching 12 million subscribers at its peak in 2010. The game also really shows no signs of stopping, with 6 expansion packs being released so far and a continually dedicated player base.
We will never be slaves!
You may have also seen it featured on a certain episode of South Park, seen the big-budget Hollywood movie, or heard about the battle cry of the Unprepared Guild. Say it with us now.
Alright, thumbs up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Dragons!
Number 2, Pokemon. It seems like Japan introduces a new craze into society every other week, but there's no debate that Pocket Monsters has been the only one that truly stood the test of time. With red and green on the Game Boy, or red and blue for those in the West, and it caught fire instantaneously. The popular trading card game debuted alongside the video games, and the long-running anime followed the next year, which itself spawned 17 movies. 122 games and spin-offs have been released so far, spanning almost every genre from RPG to puzzle to fighter. Pikachu was turned into a parade balloon, the characters were plastered on the side of a plane, and everyone from Robot Chicken to South Park have had their way with the franchise.
Hey kids, do you love Chimpokemon?
Yes.
Well, now you can buy your very own.
20 years after its release, the series shows no signs of slowing down, as evidenced by the release of the super popular Pokemon Go. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Are you a punch bag? There. Oh!
Number 1, Super Mario Bros. This is at the top because without it, there would be no list. Nintendo's perfect platformer became a hit when gaming was on its last breath, and seemingly overnight, it became the face of video games, even to this day.
He's back.
All you had to do was ask. Super Mario Bros. 3.
Mario has appeared in over 100 main games and spin-offs, along with his equally iconic pals such as Luigi, Peach, and Yoshi. More notably, Mario has transcended gaming itself. The plumber became so ubiquitous that it might be easier to list what he hasn't been featured in. Needless to say, this list includes literally tons of merchandise, several animated shows, tons of fan tributes, parodies, and he's even had the Japanese Prime Minister cosplay as him at the Olympics. What other series has had that claim to fame?
They're the Mario brothers.
That's right.
So are their names Mario Mario and Luigi Mario?
No, it's just Mario and Luigi. There are no last names.
So, do you agree with our list?
In the outside world, I am a simple geologist. But in here, I am Falcorn, defender of the Alliance.
What other games do you think had the biggest impact on pop culture? For more phenomenal top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Here we go!